You have been told for years that aging means slowing down, that feeling tired after 60 is normal, that weak muscles, stiff joints, memory fog, and low energy are simply part of getting older. But what if that story is wrong? What if the real reason most seniors lose strength and vitality has nothing to do with age itself, and everything to do with what they were never taught? Researchers at Harvard Medical School have made this clear. Aging alone does not cause weakness. Inactivity and poor lifestyle patterns do. In fact, a large review published by Harvard researchers showed that adults over 60 who adopted simple daily movement, improved nutrition, and a positive mental outlook reversed markers of physical decline within months, not years. Months. The human body does not suddenly stop responding to improvement after 60. That is a myth. Doctors at the Mayo Clinic have repeatedly explained that muscle tissue, bone density, and even cardiovascular efficiency remain adaptable well into your 70s and 80s when the right signals are applied. The problem is that most seniors are given the wrong signals. They are told to walk more, eat less, and accept fatigue. But walking alone does not tell your muscles to stay strong. Eating less often deprives your body of the protein and micronutrients it needs to repair itself. And accepting fatigue trains the brain to expect weakness. Let us start with energy, because that is what most seniors miss first. According to researchers at Johns Hopkins University, chronic low energy in older adults is most often linked to reduced mitochondrial efficiency. Mitochondria are the power plants inside your cells. They respond directly to movement, especially resistance-based movement, and to nutrient timing. Light-seated exercises, even for just 10 to 15 minutes, have been shown to significantly increase mitochondrial output in adults over 65. That means more daily energy, better endurance, and less afternoon exhaustion. This is not theory. This is measured biology. Now let us talk about diet, because no exercise can outwork poor nutrition. Doctors at the Cleveland Clinic emphasize that seniors need more protein per pound of body weight than younger adults, not less. Yet many older people eat far below the recommended amount. Protein is not about building bulky muscles. It is about preserving independence. Studies from Tufts University in the United States found that seniors who consumed adequate protein spread evenly across meals maintained leg strength, balance, and walking speed far better than those who consumed most of their protein at dinner, or very little overall. Simple changes like adding eggs, Greek yogurt, beans, fish, or lean chicken earlier in the day can dramatically change how strong and steady you feel. But strength alone is not enough. Your joints matter. Your bones matter. Orthopedic specialists at Stanford University have shown that bones respond best not to long walks, but to controlled loading. This means movements where muscles pull on bone under resistance, even light resistance. Seated leg movements, sit-to-stand exercises. And resistance band routines stimulate bone-forming cells called osteoblasts. This is why walking often fails to stop bone loss, while simple strength movements succeed. Bone density improves when bones are challenged, not when they are merely used. Lifestyle habits play a role that most people underestimate. Sleep, for example, is not just rest. According to the National Institute on Aging in the United States, deep sleep is when growth hormone is released. Growth hormone is essential for muscle repair, fat metabolism, and tissue recovery. Seniors who sleep fewer than 6 hours consistently show faster muscle loss and higher inflammation markers. Improving sleep does not require medication for most people. Doctors from UCLA have shown that regular daytime movement, reduced even sugar intake, and consistent sleep timing can restore deeper sleep cycles even after age 70. Then there is mindset, which modern medicine no longer ignores. Researchers at Yale University conducted a famous study showing that seniors who held positive beliefs about aging lived on average 7.5 years longer than those who believed aging meant inevitable decline. The body listens to the brain. When you believe strength is still possible, you move differently. You eat differently. You recover faster. Stress hormones decrease. Immune function improves. This is measurable physiology, not motivation talk. Here is the most important truth. You do not need extreme workouts, strict diets, or expensive supplements. Doctors at the Mayo Clinic emphasize consistency over intensity for older adults. 5 to 15 minutes of purposeful movement done daily is more powerful than an hour done once a week. Simple chair-based exercises activate muscles safely. Light resistance preserves joints. Balanced meals stabilize blood sugar. A calm, confident mindset lowers inflammation. The body you have at 60, 70, or even 80 is not broken. It is understimulated. When you give it the correct signals, it responds. Muscle fibers rebuild. Nerves reconnect. Balance improves. Energy returns. independence strengthens. This is why doctors across the United States are shifting away from passive aging advice and toward active longevity strategies. And this is only the beginning. Because once you understand how movement, food, habits, and mindset work together, aging stops being something that happens to you. It becomes something you guide. Most seniors believe that once strength is lost, it is gone forever. That belief is one of the most damaging myths in modern health. Researchers at the University of Texas Medical Branch have proven that muscle tissue in adults over 70 responds to resistance training almost as effectively as it does in people decades younger. In one controlled trial, participants in their 70s regained significant muscle size and strength within just 12 weeks using light, controlled exercises. The conclusion was clear. Aging does not remove your ability to rebuild. It only slows it slightly. And slow progress is still progress. One of the biggest mistakes seniors make is relying solely on movement that feels easy. Comfort does not create change. Doctors from the American College of Sports Medicine explain that muscle grow only when they are asked to do something slightly challenging. This does not mean pain. It means effort. Simple seated exercises that make your muscles work against gravity or light resistance send a powerful signal to your nervous system that strength is still required. That signal prevents further muscle breakdown and triggers repair. Walking alone rarely provides that signal, which is why so many lifelong walkers still struggle to stand up, climb stairs, or maintain balance. Balance itself is another area where aging is misunderstood. Many people think balance loss comes from the ears or eyesight alone, but neurologists at Johns Hopkins University have shown that balance is largely muscular and neurological. Weak legs, weak hips, and a weak core reduce your brain's ability to control posture. When seniors perform controlled leg lifts, sit-to-stand movements, and slow, deliberate exercises, their balance improves because their brain relearns how to coordinate movement. This is why fall prevention programs in U.S. hospitals now emphasize strength over walking. Inflammation is another silent enemy that accelerates aging. Chronic low-grade inflammation makes joints ache, muscles stiffen, and energy disappear. According to researchers at the National Institutes of Health, poor diet, prolonged sitting, stress, and poor sleep all increase inflammatory markers in older adults. The good news is that gentle daily movement combined with anti-inflammatory foods can dramatically reduce this process. Foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, such as fish, walnuts, and flax seeds, have been shown in studies from Harvard University to reduce joint pain and improve mobility in seniors. Colorful vegetables, especially leafy greens, berries, and peppers, reduce oxidative stress that damages cells over time. Hydration is often ignored, yet doctors at the Mayo Clinic warn that dehydration is one of the leading causes of fatigue, dizziness, and confusion in older adults. As we age, thirst signals weaken. By the time you feel thirsty, you are already behind. Even mild dehydration reduces muscle performance and balance. Simple habits like drinking water regularly throughout the day can significantly improve how steady and alert you feel. This is not wellness advice. It is clinical reality observed daily in emergency rooms across the United States. Another overlooked factor is breathing. Pulmonologists at the University of California, San Francisco have found that shallow breathing patterns common in older adults reduce oxygen delivery to muscles and the brain. This contributes to fatigue and mental fog. Slow, deep breathing combined with upright posture improves oxygen exchange and nervous system regulation. When seniors improve posture through back and core strengthening exercises, their breathing improves automatically. Better breathing means better energy, better focus, and calmer stress responses. Stress itself ages the body faster than most people realize. Elevated cortisol levels break down muscle, weaken bones, and impair immune function. Studies from Stanford University have shown that mindfulness practices, gratitude, and positive social interactions significantly lower stress hormones in older adults. This is why seniors who remain socially connected and mentally engaged often appear younger and move better than those who isolate themselves. Loneliness is not just emotional, it is physiological. Doctors at the Cleveland Clinic emphasize that consistency matters more than perfection. Missing a day does not erase progress. What matters is returning. Seniors who adopt a flexible, forgiving mindset toward health are more likely to stay active long term. This leads to better outcomes than strict routines that are abandoned after a few weeks. The body responds to patterns, not perfection. Perhaps the most empowering discovery from modern research is that improvement at this stage of life often happens faster than expected. Researchers at the University of Pittsburgh observed that seniors often experience rapid early gains because their bodies have been underused for so long. When proper movement and nutrition are introduced, the body responds enthusiastically, strength returns, confidence rises, fear of movement fades. And when fear fades, freedom returns. Independence is not preserved by avoiding effort. It is preserved by training for life, getting out of a chair, carrying groceries, playing with grandchildren, living without constant worry about falling or becoming a burden. These are not unrealistic goals. According to U.S. geriatric specialists, they are achievable outcomes when seniors take control of their health inputs. You are not too old to improve. You are not fragile by default. You are adaptable. The human body was designed to respond to use, nourishment, and belief at every age, and when you align those three elements, aging begins to look very different. There comes a moment in life when you realize that aging is not about how many years you have lived, but about how well your body is prepared to live the next one. Doctors at Harvard Medical School explain that functional aging is the true mark of health, not wrinkles, not gray hair, and not the number on a birth certificate. Functional aging means how easily you move, how confidently you balance, how clearly you think, and how independently you live. And here is the truth modern medicine now agrees on. These qualities can be improved at almost any age. One of the strongest predictors of long-term independence is muscle preservation. Geriatric specialists at the University of California have shown that muscle loss is the primary driver of disability in older adults, not joint wear or bone thinning alone. The encouraging news is that muscle responds quickly when given the right stimulus. Even low-load, chair-based exercises activate motor units that have been dormant for years. When these nerve-to-muscle connections reawaken, movement becomes smoother, faster, and more confident. This is why seniors often report feeling steadier and more capable within weeks of starting simple routines. The brain also changes when the body moves with intention. Neuroscientists at the University of Illinois have demonstrated that physical activity increases blood flow to the brain and stimulates the release of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, a compound essential for memory, learning, and mood. This is why seniors who move regularly experience sharper thinking and improved emotional resilience. Exercise is not only strengthening your muscles, it is protecting your mind. This is especially important because cognitive decline is strongly linked to physical inactivity, not age itself. Nutrition continues to play a central role in how young you feel. Endocrinologists from the Mayo Clinic emphasize that stable blood sugar levels reduce fatigue, inflammation, and mental fog. Simple dietary habits, such as combining protein with fiber at each meal and avoiding large spikes of refined sugar, help regulate insulin responses. This improves energy consistency throughout the day. Seniors who eat balanced meals report fewer crashes and better motivation to stay active, creating a positive cycle of health. Posture, often ignored, becomes increasingly important with age. Spine specialists at New York University have shown that upright posture reduces spinal compression, improves lung capacity, and decreases neck and shoulder pain. Strengthening the back and core allows the body to resist gravity instead of collapsing under it. When posture improves, walking becomes easier, breathing deepens, and confidence increases. People treat you differently when you stand tall, and more importantly, your nervous system treats you differently. Another overlooked aspect of healthy aging is recovery. Doctors at Stanford University explain that recovery does not mean rest alone. It means active recovery, adequate protein intake, hydration, and quality sleep. Seniors who recover well are able to train consistently without injury. This consistency is what leads to long-term success. The goal is not to exhaust yourself. The goal is to stimulate your body just enough to adapt. Fear is one of the biggest barriers seniors face. Fear of falling. Fear of pain, fear of making things worse. Physical therapists across the United States now emphasize gradual exposure to movement as the solution. When the body experiences safe, controlled effort, the brain learns that movement is not dangerous. This reduces protective stiffness and hesitation. Confidence grows. Movement becomes fluid again. This neurological retraining is just as important as muscle strengthening. Doctors at the National Institute on Aging highlight that purpose is deeply connected to physical health. Seniors who feel purposeful are more likely to stay active, eat well, and engage socially. Purpose lowers stress hormones and supports immune function. It gives your health habits meaning. Whether your purpose is family, creativity, service, or personal growth, it fuels consistency. And consistency is what changes outcomes. The most powerful shift happens when seniors stop asking, "What can I no longer do?" and start asking, "What can I strengthen?" This mindset change has measurable effects. Psychologists at the University of Michigan found that older adults who focused on capability rather than limitation showed greater physical improvements in rehabilitation programs. The body responds to expectation. When improvement is expected, effort increases. When effort increases, results follow. It is important to understand that you do not need to reverse aging to live well. You simply need to slow decline and strengthen what remains. Medicine now calls this compression of morbidity a concept supported by research from Harvard University. The idea is simple: maintain strength, mobility, and mental clarity so that the years of limitation are pushed as late as possible. Many seniors now live independently well into their 80s and beyond because they invested in movement, nutrition, and mindset earlier. Your future is not determined by your past habits. The body does not keep score that way. What matters is what you do next. 10 minutes of movement today matters more than decades of inactivity yesterday. One balanced meal matters. One good night of sleep matters. One decision to believe improvement is possible matters. You are not late. You are right on time. The science is clear. The tools are simple. The path is proven. When older adults combine gentle strength training, supportive nutrition, restorative sleep, reduced stress, and a positive mindset, they reclaim energy, stability, and confidence. Not because they are fighting age, but because they are working with their biology. This is not about living forever. It is about living well. It is about standing up without hesitation, walking without fear, thinking with clarity, and enjoying life with strength and dignity. Your body is still listening, and when you start giving it the right signals, it will respond. Your future self is built by what you choose today.